What it is, what it is. Y'all already know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's day 41. There's 324 days left to go. What have you done in this new year of 2026? What have you done? Well, only you know. But I tell you what, you got to get off your behind. I'm doing these videos every day to inspire somebody to get up off their behind and do the things that they know they need to do. It's not easy. And we all need inspiration. We all want inspiration from somewhere, but it's so hard to get. We can't even pay for inspiration, ladies and gentlemen. If you actually had to, actually, we do pay for inspiration. If you had a personal trainer, what is that personal trainer doing? That dietitian, your doctor, your pastor, your best friend. Well, you're not paying for your best friend. Some people do, but we have to dig deep, ladies and gentlemen, within ourselves and bring that out of us, that thing that's been hiding for so long, to help us to get up and get things moving in the right direction. Before I restarted this YouTube channel, I had to think about so many things that I wanted to do, and I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? I had so many fears. I had so many ideas, and I said, I can't do this, I can't do that, I would like to do that. And a lot of the stuff that I like to watch, I can't do because it's not for me to do. You know, a lot of people, we're entertained by things that we don't want to participate in. That's just the basis of it. But, you know, I can be inspired by other things that people do. And so I said, well, why don't you just talk about yourself? Talk about yourself and get some things off your chest, and try to be a little bit more relaxed throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, because you was literally able to say what was on your mind. You could talk to this camera and you could speak to somebody. You know, I know I'm going to get views. I may not break the internet, but I'm going to get some views. And for me to get views is for me to inspire somebody else to get off their behind and do what they need to do. It is not easy. I say it every day. And sometimes repetition is what's going to get people moving in the right direction. You go to church once a week, don't you? You go to work every day, hear the same BS every day. But it's the check that motivates you. We all know that. But you know, the end result is what should motivate us to be consistent and persistent in our daily lives, because we want to be better than what we are right now. Don't compete. Don't do that. Don't sidetrack yourself in your development by trying to compete with other people. Don't do that. Compete with yourself if you was going to compete with anybody, because self-improvement is, to me, where it's at. Clarity is where it's at. That's why I knew that I just didn't want to smoke weed and drink anymore. I didn't want to smoke cigarettes anymore because I wanted to be healthy. But the result that came was truly unintentional. I didn't understand how my body would react to not smoking and drinking anymore. It was a benefit that I speak to people about, that other people share. I ran across an old buddy of mine. This was like years ago, and we had brought up the conversation about not drinking and you know, giving up alcohol and weed and stuff like that. He said, man, but you know, the clarity, man, the clarity that you get when you don't do these things no more is priceless. And I was like, bro, you're right. I was free of alcohol for a good period of time. And a buddy of mine he was getting out of jail, and they had like a party or whatever. So he was like, yeah, man, come by the house, get something to eat, hang out, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. When I showed up at his crib, everybody, the majority of the people, were smoking weed, drinking, things of that nature. And so I knew his cousin. His cousin shows up. She's standing in the doorway. I'm looking at her, she looking at me, and it's almost like we shared the same vibe. And in the moment when I had that idea, because I felt out of place. In the moment when I had the idea, she mouthed the words, "You and I don't belong here. You and I are out of place." And I couldn't hear what she was saying, but I wanted to know what she was saying. And so she had this smile on her face, and we talked and everything. And she was like, "You and I don't belong here." She said, I'm here for a little while, and I already want to leave." I was like, wow, that's crazy. But I knew her from back in the day. We used to smoke weed and drink together too. And it goes to show that whatever change brought about the change was good, you know? And it took progress for me to get to that point. It took a decision, like, you want to see difference in your life. This is what you're going to have to do. And for everybody, that's not progress, but for me, it's progress. For her, it's progress, because we had to let some things go in order to, you know, live a better life, what we think is a better life. And I think I'm living a better life because I don't smoke or drink anymore. I just can't waste time with those things anymore. Well, I hope you got something out of this, ladies and gentlemen. Without any more time to waste, I want to say, it's day 41. We got 324 days left to go. Use your time wisely. Use your days wisely. Don't waste time, because we ain't got time to waste. All right? Peace. Y'all stay smooth.